This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So what is this demo all is about? So this demo is about Microsoft Dynamics F&O. Uh, F&O is an ERP application that the companies are using. So before going into deeper of the what is F&O, what we do in our job career and all, let's understand what is. Let me give my introduction and the institute introduction so that you will know what we are, who we are. Okay. So we are actually at NexGen IT Solutions. We started our trainings in the year 2007 in the Dynamics F&O. Prior to that, there are different names. You will understand that. So we started in the year 2007. It's been more than 18 years in the training itself. We are in Dynamics. More than 1,000 batches we have handled in the area of functional and technical. Basically, I am a functional guy where I will train you in the area of finance and also in the area of operations. We call it as operations. Earlier, we used to call it as trade and logistics. So you'll understand what is trade and logistics, what is finance. So we provided lots of classroom training prior to our corona. It was completely classroom trainings we have provided. Later, once the corona, after the corona, everything has been changed, and we moved into most of the things are online, hybrid model trainings. Few guys are from classroom, few guys from online, so we moved into hybrid kind of trainings. So what kind of trainings we are offering in F&O? We are offering basically three types of trainings. One is finance, in the area of finance, where we train you in the area of finance within F&O. It's not accounting. Again, most of the people will confuse what is finance, difference between finance and accounting. So I'll clarify that it's not accounting training. So we provide training in finance, we provide training in trade and logistics, that is operations, and also the technical training. There is another faculty who handles the technical training. It's not me. I'm basically a functional professional in the F&O. Okay. So about me, if I talk about, I am Sanjay Srinivas. So I have been working in Dynamics more than 20 years. I have started my career around end of 2004 in Dynamics, and I have worked in various companies. Okay, I started career in a small company like Praxis, where I started my career. From there, I moved into various companies like Sonata, Infosys, and finally now I am in Microsoft. So I have more than, as I said, I have more than 20 years of experience and 5 years experience in the finance domain where I worked as a accounts officer, and my basic qualification is CWA, MCOM and CWA. I could not able to complete my CA due to the reason that I had to work for my family, so I started my work early in my career, so I focused on my career rather further CA completion. So this is all about me and the institute. Okay. Now let's try to understand quickly on what is Dynamics F&O. Okay. So you might have heard about the ERP applications. Rakesh anyway know most of these things, but yeah, you might have heard about ERP application. So applications. So are you might have at least heard about SAP, Oracle, all that stuff. Okay. What are those? Basically, those are the uh, computer applications which handles the business operations of the customers. So what kind of business operations those will handle? All kinds of. all kinds of, when I say sales, purchases, manufacturing, logistics handling, everything. So to maintain the records, to maintain the transactions of those, some applications are needed. So in order to do that operations, they also need background accounting package as well. So if one application supports for all the needs of any business, could be any kind of business also, not only a business, any kind of business also. It could be manufacturing, trade, logistics, operations business. It could be financial services business. It could be uh, a pharma business. It could be any kind of business. So for business, different business operations will need different modules or different functions that could be executed within the organization. So in order to achieve all these operations using a single application, so people have thought, like nowadays we are thinking about AI, generation AI, generative AI, agentic AI, all that AI solution we are thinking about, right? Prior to this, people used to think about in 90s, in 80s, 90s, they were thinking about why can't we have a single application which handles all the business operations. So result of that, these ERP applications were emerged in 70s, 80s, and 90s, and slowly they were grown up. And what we have seen now, what we are seeing now are lot of ERP applications now we can see. Similarly, nowadays the new era of computizing is coming up using Gen AI, agentic AI, various co-pilot activities. All that is a different functions people are thinking about. So this was old, the thoughts which were implemented, and lot of applications were emerged. In that, Microsoft Dynamics F&O is one of those applications that are emerged in the era of ERP developments. Okay. So they why they named it as ERP? So it is useful for enterprises. ERP stands for enterprise planning, right? Enterprise resource planning. So the applications which support for the enterprises for planning of their resources, therefore they call it as enterprise resource planning applications. They named it like AI. Nowadays people are naming it, right? Earlier they named it as ERP. As the reason is it was supporting businesses in order to maintain their operations, in order to plan their resources appropriately. That's the reason they called it as enterprise resource planning. All applications, including Dynamics F&O, Business Central, SAP, Oracle, uh, there are outdated ERPs also, JD Edwards, BAN. These are all different ERPs were emerged, and nowadays people are using, companies are using. Okay. So that's a little background of the why the ERP application. Okay, what is ERP application and what it does, and what is Dynamics F&O or F and SCM. We call it as F&O. Nowadays, people are calling it as F and SCM because it's handles operations of finance and also handles operations of supply chain management. That's the reason people are calling it as finance and supply chain management. Okay. So what it is? It is also an ERP application. There is no different naming for this. This is also an ERP application. So it handles any business for their smooth flow of business operations, like any kind of financing activities, any kind of operating activities, manufacturing activities, any kind of operations it handles. They can maintain all the transactions using this F&O ERP application. Okay. So it is little advanced, sophisticated, modernized ERP. Why we are saying modernized? Because a lot of AI, Copilot embedded application, and also it is cloud first ERP. So it is later. Okay, I'll give you the what is cloud also. Uh, the wording cloud again it will confuse you. So it's cloud based ERP. I'll tell you what is cloud. So cloud is earlier, prior to some 1 or 2 decades. Okay, 1 decade back or 2 decades back, what happened is all the businesses, if they want to maintain any software, any kind of software in their own premises, they used to maintain the big servers. They have to buy servers, they have to maintain their own IT infrastructure, they have to maintain their own IT team and all. So that is not their main business. Normally businesses will focus on their core business, right? They don't want to take any additional headache in terms of maintaining IT and software, right? So in order to avoid that, the companies, all the companies like all IT product development companies and service companies came up with a concept called, we will maintain all the servers for you. We'll maintain all the servers. You don't need to focus on the servers that you want to have. So whether Microsoft, Google, or various companies are there, so they maintain the servers. You just plug in, you just log in and do your activities. You don't need to maintain servers, you no need to maintain big computers and all. If you have a device, that could be a laptop, that could be a mobile, that could be your tab. Of course, the mobile application, tab level application should be there. UI, if you have those UIs, automatically you will connect it into a cloud server. You can do your operations. So cloud server is nothing but a server is maintained by software providers, that is operated by the software providers. That's all. It is maintained in specific data centers that are maintained by Microsoft, Google, or whatever. The wording cloud I am defining. Okay. So that's the reason these ERPs nowadays hosted in the cloud server, people we need not to maintain the business operations, whoever handling, we need not to maintain the servers. They simply log in using their devices and do their operations. So that's cloud based ERP. Nowadays, first Microsoft thought through about all this cloud computing and all. Later, the other companies also started moving their ERP applications into cloud. Okay, SAP, Oracle, and all also started moving ERP applications. Okay. So another advantage for Dynamics is it is integrated with Dynamics Family Suite. What does it mean? So Microsoft developed business applications in order to cater various needs of the businesses. For example, businesses not only needs to maintain the operations like finance, logistics, supply chain operations, they also sometimes need to maintain like customer relationship, field service. Various businesses will need those. In such cases, what happens is one F&O will not be sufficient for the customers. In those cases, what happens, they also look for different applications. Any company, those who want to have their business operations computerized, what they do, they look for various sources where they can get the various applications in order to smooth run of their business operations like customer service management, CRM systems, similar field service systems. Various needs will be there. So Microsoft, what they did is, they have came up later with different applications as well, like customer service and easy workflows, Power Platform. So various tools they introduced. And when we introduce new tools, definitely the businesses, if we do not give a proper integration between those tools, proper uh, connect between those tools. Integration means connect between the various applications. If we do not give proper connect between those tools, what happens is they may not buy this application. So that's the reason what they did is they created a dynamics as one application, BizApp suite. Okay. So CRM, F&O, PP, and others will be part of the BizApp suite. Automatically, when you install and connect using dual write, or there is a methodology called dual write or Dataverse. So using that, easily various applications will be connected. So for any business, it's easy. They do not need to invest very lot of money in terms in integrating the various applications. So that's another advantage for the companies that they buy F&O. Okay. So as AI is coming up nowadays, a lot of AI, you might have hearing AI based copilot, generative AI, agentic AI, different terminologies you might be hearing those at least know are in IT companies might be knowing. So some embedded AI features is already included in F&O, and a lot of new features are coming up. We are all working on the new features introduction within F&O for AI based. So it's an emerging area in F&O also. So it is fully suitable to bring the AI related features into F&O. So that's the reason this is now is a leader in the F&O market in order to capture various implementation projects. Okay, so this is an F&O. You will understand what you will learn within F&O in the next coming pages. Okay. So this is some background. We'll share this with you. I don't want to waste much time on this area and background. So it was started, as I said, the ERP emerging period was 1980s and 90s. So it was started by a Denmark-based company in 1990s, and first release was done in 1998. Later again, Microsoft acquired this application and they named it as Accepta, okay, in 2022. And then in 2024, new versions, they started releasing new versions. And in 29, they renamed it as AX 2009. And then in 2011, they renamed it as AX 2012. Microsoft renamed it as AX 2012. And then in 2007, they named it as Microsoft Dynamics 365 F&O, that is full cloud version. Okay. So currently what we have is Dynamics 365 F&O. The application name is Dynamics 365 F&O. It's fully cloud based. If they want on-premises, also on-premises, the wording again on-premises means if they maintain servers, if any company wants to maintain servers within their own premises, that is called on-premises, not with the data centers of Microsoft or any other people. If they maintain their own servers, then it is called as on-premises. It is possible, still possible, but it unnecessarily costs them more. Okay. Okay, current latest version is 10.0.42 is the latest version. This is all about background. So it's easy. It's all. So I started my career with a version Accept V3. Okay. version 3. Now it is version 10. So there are a lot of changes I have seen within Dynamics area. So that's all about the background and evolution of F&O. Okay, why we should learn this application? Okay, so when I say why we should learn, you're all looking for either a good career in your IT in the IT area, or you are already in IT, but you are looking for a better package or a better sophisticated and growing or already grown application where you want to be part of it, and also you want to capture more market and you want to improvise your packages. So these are the main mottos most of the people joining in the classrooms. And your motto also most likely the same. Either you want to get a career in IT area, or you want to improvise your career for in order to grow in your career. You want to improvise your knowledge. You want to shift from other application to this application. So most of you are here for that. So exactly, you are in a right place. You are in a right place. So this will help you. This learning will help you in the two ways. One is if you are brand new fresher, or you are having some domain experience, or traditional jobs, you are doing some kind of accounting jobs, you are doing some kind of marketing or logistics jobs, or you are doing some sales jobs, any kind of jobs that you are using doing, and you want to move your or shift your career from traditional to IT area, this is the right path. You are in right place to learn. So learn this. Those who do not have even programming knowledge are eligible here. So you need not to be a BTech guy, you need not to be a software engineer. Those who have non software engineering background, non software background, and want to learn it and want to capture your IT career, you can easily do this by learning ERP applications, that is Dynamics, in your interested area or in your expert area. Interested area could be your you want to be, if you want to be in the finance area, you that could be your interested. If you have some experience in the finance and accounting, you can go ahead and do that. And if you have some sales and marketing, procurement manager, or any kind of other traditional jobs, you can try in the area of supply chain management or trade and logistics area. So you generally need not to have any specific degree for learning of it. It could be any bachelor degree, like any bachelor or master degree with some experience, or without experience is also okay. Without experience, getting jobs bit tough. So you need to find where the fresher jobs are offered, and you need to go there. That is one thing. If you have domain expertise, or if you have the expertise within Dynamics as an end user, or you have some experience by any way, so or you have some gap you can maintain, you can practice well and you can fill that gap after you're practicing, and then want to try, you can try as an experienced guy. So experience anyway, you have a lot of opportunities in various small and big companies. Normally big companies are preferring the college pass outs, and those who have experience can try in various big companies as well. But if you learn and want to try as a fresher, you still have opportunities in the small companies. Okay, small players are there where you can try and capture the market. Okay. This is about functional. What is functional finance and functional operations? So, functional people, those who called as functional consultant after recruiting or after joining in a company, what you will do? So, this ERP application or any ERP application is not a plug and play application. Okay, what is mean by plug and play? If you have MS Office, most of you know what is MS Office. I need not to tell what is MS Office. So MS Excel or MS Word, you simply click on install and you will install it and you will directly open it and do your work. You don't need to have someone to implement that MS Office in your machine or in your server and need to give training and need to put all your data and all. So simply you can plug it and play it. So that is plug and play application. Whereas ERP applications are not a plug and play applications. They have inbuilt functionality. They are planned functionality, but after installation there are lot of modifications, configurations, and if required customizations we need to do based on the need of the business. For example, Reliance Industries wants to have this ERP. Okay, so installation is one part. ERP is installed and server are hosted. Servers are hosted. ERP is hosted on the servers, and access will be given. They cannot use it as is. So we have to do a lot of configurations. We have to do a lot of data loads. Data we need to load their customer data, their items data, their vendors data, their chart of accounts, their any all the business data we need to bring in into the application, and also we need to configure it. I mean, the application need to be enabled with appropriately so that they can use it. Okay, this is exactly needed for the businesses, and functional people are the core drivers of having or setting up this system for the companies. Okay, meaning taking requirements, what is their requirements, understanding the requirements, what the Reliance Industries wanted to have it, whether they want only finance, whether they're within finance, what are the different functionalities they want to have it to run their business operations, and also if it is a supply chain management, what is the functionality they want to have it. So you people, the functional people are the co-drivers. What they do is they will contact, or in the when the project is signed off, you will connect with those customers and you will try to understand their requirements, and then based on understanding their requirements you need to configure, and also you need to do the data loads in order to make the system ready for them. That is exactly the functional consultant role. So you are the guys front ending, and you people will be understanding the requirements and doing setup of ERP system. For this, you need not to have any programming knowledge. So understanding business requirements and setting up system. Setting up means it's not programming. It's just configuring the system. You will understand what is configuration, what is data load and all later point of time. But for now, try to understand that. So you just set up the system as per the requirement of the customer. That's the reason the functional consultants no need to have the knowledge of programming. Okay. So in that again, when we talk about the business requirements, one person cannot do everything. Piece of work. One piece of work is done by one fellow, one consultant. Or one within one area you will have multiple people. Suppose if you take finance itself, entire finance may not be handled by one person. Accounts payable is handled by one person, accounts receivable by another person, fixed assets by another person, testing by another person. Different people will handle different areas because that is vast. Understanding requirements and setting up system is vast. So that's the reason you will have multiple people in that each project. Okay. And if you talk about the supply chain, also manufacturing is different, purchasing, procurement is different, sales operations are different. So multiple people will be there. In a project, you will have, depends on size of the project, you will have 4 5 people or 10 people or 15 people also. Depends on the size of the project. Multiple people will be there. And the projects will go for longer. Again, the based on the size of the project, it may go years together also. 6 months minimum for F&O implementation. I would say minimum 6 months it will take for any customer, minimum to minimum. Even if they go with vanilla implementation or greenfields implementation, so it will take minimum 6 months. Maximum it could be 1.5 year, 2 years. It may go for. So so all that projects that you need to handle. And technical people, when I say technical, they need to do programming. They should have a programming knowledge, especially C sharp, C, etc. C sharp, .NET, all that is a programming knowledge that should have. Then only they can do the changes in the application. Anyway, I'm not covering technical here. Another faculty will cover the technical demo. So this is all about what you do and what are the benefits of learning. Okay. Okay. You will learn it. Probably you might have a big question. Some of you have big questions that I learn it fine. So where I will get the jobs? So you have lot of, as I mentioned, there are availability. If I talk about availability of jobs, the current jobs, as this also little matured application, not little, lot of matured application, 20 30 years plus were over in this application. Also a lot of maturity has come up. And most of the companies look for experienced candidates in the company, in the functional area. Okay. So experience is always an added advantage. That could be your domain expertise. That could be your uh, uh, IT experience. Okay, those who have, suppose like we have Rakesh, who is in a business central expert, business central consultant. So want to move into F&O side. So easy for capture the jobs, and domain also easy, little extent. But freshers, as I said, will have opportunities, but you need to start career in the small companies. You cannot. I mean, big companies are not offering. Big MNCs are not offering the jobs for the freshers directly. If they offer, they directly recruit from the B schools or major engineering colleges or CI institutes, something like that. Okay, but you can start your career in small companies and grow up. As I said, I also started my career in a small company with 10,000 rupees salary per month. Okay. Similarly, you can, I mean, at that time it was 10,000. Now it could be 50, 30, 40,000 as a basic salary for any small company also. Okay. When I started 20 plus years back, it was 10,000 per month. Okay. So like that, you can start career as fresher. Okay. So as I mentioned, who are eligible? Freshers. They can go with small companies. Job seekers with IT and domain experience is hot cake. You can directly jump into your career upgradation. You can jump and do your career upgradation. And those who want to move cross domain change, also possible. Okay, cross domain means technical want to become functional, functional want to become technical. That is rare case. Functional becomes technical is very rare. Technical want to become functional is possible. You can go and learn this and can move into functional side. So this is all about job market. And then what would be your salaries? So try to understand the salary structure also. Normally 2.5 times to 3 times would be your salary in the market. 2.5 times of your experience is normally offered by the companies. Suppose if you have 5 years experience, your salary could be between uh, 13 15 lakhs approximately. If you have 10 years experience, could be 30 lakhs package. If you are 15 years experienced guy, of course, within IT area, people will look for domain salaries again matters. It depends on how you negotiate, how you perform in interview, how you negotiate, and all will matters. But if you have IT, definitely you will have such kind of salary packages people are getting. Suppose you have completed your 5 years career in Dynamics F&O, you may get 15 lakhs per annum package. If you completed 10 years, you may get 30 lakhs per annum package. So something like that. Okay. So that's all about ERP. That's all about your job market, what you do and all. Now, let us try to understand what kind of training we offer. Okay. So within functional area, we have various trainings. We because one person, as I mentioned, one person cannot do all activities as a consultant. So some of you will become finance consultants, some of people who are experienced or who are good in their operations area, like supply chain and all, can go and do operations training. And those who comes from manufacturing background, those who did work in manufacturing area, production manager and all, can learn manufacturing and then the shift your career into IT. Those who are retail, those who worked in retail area can move into retail side. We have retail functionality, retail also. Those who are BTech, programming knowledge can learn technical and move into. So these are various kinds of trainings that we are offering: finance, operations, manufacturing, retail, and technical. Okay. So who are eligible for this? As I mentioned, for financials, normally those who have finance academic background like BCom, MCom, CA, CWA, minimum BCom is required. BCom, MCom, CA, CWA are eligible. And those who have, even those who do not have finance background, but very keen or very interested to go in the finance area, those who have MBA background with finance is also eligible. Here, please remember you are not going to be an accountant. So companies normally not looking for finance degree or finance background. If you have experience in the implementation of ERP application or you have domain knowledge, that could be enough. Any degree also works. Finance degree is an added advantage. It is not a mandatory. It is an added advantage. So you will easily understand, you will easily implement application if you have finance understanding. If you do not have, maybe in the career beginning, you may little struggle. When I say little struggle, you may need to understand more what is customer trying to say in terms of financial language, but up to 1 or 2 projects only. After that, you will do it easily yourself. You are not accountant. You are a finance consultant within F&O. So that's the reason finance degree is not mandatory. It's an added advantage. That's all. Operations, manufacturing, again, as I said, anyone has, generally for the operations, you need not to have any kind of qualification, any degree is fine. Your general knowledge, how the business runs, how the operations of the business runs, that is enough. So based on that, you can go ahead and do your supply chain activities. Purchase, sales, those operations are simple, right? Inventory management, warehouse management, purchase, sales, and all that is covered in the operations area. In manufacturing, again, manufacturing bombs, bill of materials, shop floor control. So all that is part of manufacturing. Even product costing and all is part of manufacturing. Little understanding of manufacturing area is added advantage. Otherwise, it's okay. Any you will slowly understand, like financials terminology could be different, but your intelligence, your interest in learning of those things matters. How best you invest your brain in that area matters. If you invest your brain in that area, easily you will learn it, because it does not need any programming knowledge. It's just understanding of business operations, even retail also, for that matter. Okay. But for technical, definitely you need some technical background, some programming knowledge, at least C, C++ and all is mandatory. Otherwise, you cannot do programming. Okay. This is all about training curriculum. So normally all these trainings, each one is a separate training. Don't think that all will be provided to one person. As I said, you will have a different expertise in implementation projects, so you will learn only one, any one of these. Depends on your choice, depends on your interest. And financials, again you need to see the demand also, where the demand is more. So you will have financials operations, you will have a lot of demand in the finance and operations area, whereas manufacturing retail has much less. The reason is every company needs, every implementation project needs finance and operations people. Manufacturing retail is very rare implementations will get. That's the reason very less. Suppose if you take the ratio between the consultants, finance you will have 10 consultants, operations you may have 8 consultants, manufacturing you may have 3 consultants, retail you may have 1 consultant. In a company, if you take in any IT company, the strength will be maintained like that. The head count they will maintain like that in that ratio. Okay. The 10, 8, whatever I have given, just an example. You can imagine where the demand is more. In the financials and operations, the demand is more. Manufacturing and retail, then your demand is less, because rarely you will get an opportunity over there. Okay. So this is all about training curriculum. Okay. So this is all about the introduction of the F&O, how, what it is and what you will learn in F&O. Okay. So I will leave it for your questions. Before that, I'll just stop recording.